Hey guys, it's Fallen. So I've been playing Druid for the past 2 days, but really only today I've reached max level with it. And this is my favorite build I've gotten to so far. So for the most part, this build is just this one ability. Pulverize creates a shockwave that travels forward and deals up to 260% of its damage to the target's in path, which is obviously just a huge multiplier. So I have a couple legendaries to help that out with more attack speed, and then just like some core damage multipliers. But the build is basically you just Claw and Blood Howl, which gives you Spirit with the modifier I have on. And then once you have enough Spirit for Pulverize, you Pulverize. And then also every 10 seconds, the Pulverize will overpower. So you could stack overpower on this build as well. But I'll just show you real quick. Just charge into a big pack, and it all dies, especially when you have that overpower active. Okay, so here's a couple clips from a dungeon I did. The whole dungeon took about 6 minutes. I don't know if you know this dungeon, but it's usually around a 5-minute run, even on a rogue, so 6 minutes is pretty solid. And you can just see how quickly you can smash through even the elites. So usually if you don't have the overpower thing up, it'll take 2 to 3 hits for the elites, but as you can see, it doesn't take too long to stack up the damage, get some spirit with claw, and then hit them. Here's a triple elite pack. And you can see like one of them down, two of them down. And about 4 hits, I'll have all 3 of them down. That was just unlucky, that first one didn't hit. And then this is a boss kill I did. I didn't have any overpower active because I wasn't healthy, and it requires you to be healthy to stack it. You can see one stacked up a second hit, and then the third. So 3 pulverizes and he was dead. So to go over the skill tree real quick, we take a point in claw, and then enhanced claw and wild claw. Wild claw is not that necessary maybe, but 10% chance to double the generation, the spirit generation. Every point you can in Pulverize, that's our main source of damage. Pulverize will overpower every 10 seconds. This isn't that often, but still some big damage when it does hit. That doesn't matter so much, but neither does that, so whichever one you want. Sometimes there can be synergies that increase damage when enemies are CC'd. I think I have some gear that has CC'd damage. Just 1 point here so we can unlock this. This is more damage on our core skill, Pulverize. And then this is 30% more generation. And then going down here, I'm using Blood Howl down into the spirit generation. And basically, it's just like always off cooldown because you'll do 1 Pulverize and then you'll do a Blood Howl again. It'll be off cooldown basically if there's good enough pack density. Next we have 1 point in wolves. This is just to have 2 companions for the core skills, deal an additional X damage for each active companion. And then we have 1 point in ravens because we want this, which just increases our crit strike by 5% for 6 seconds against enemies hit. This isn't going to proc that much on a big pack, but this is good for bosses. And then this is good for packs as well. So just, it's a nice debuff to just throw out on packs and then just have a permanent 5% increased crit chance on bosses. Just trample for move speed. The rest of these don't matter that much. And then I had 1 point left over and I threw it in here because this is basically just 5% increased damage. So for the required items, it's really just this, shockwave, I think is the affix. Pulverize creates a shockwave that travels forward, dealing 212% of its damage to targets in the path. This is a massive amount of damage, and yeah, it just makes Pulverize actually do stuff. And then to generate spirit so that we can pulverize more, we take rapid, which is basic skills, gain 36% increased attack speed, accelerating, critical strikes with core skills, which we don't get that much, but it still helps, increase your attack speed. And then of the expectant, which gives you the more basic attacks you do, the more your next core skill deals, up to 50%. So that's generally, I get it to like 30%. with like 3 or 4 hits, and then use my core skill. And then this core skills deal an additional 8% damage for each active companion. I believe I have 5 active companions because I have the Raven perk that gives you a 3rd Raven, Brutal Ravens, or sorry, it gives you a 2nd and 3rd Raven. But I'm not 100% sure if Raven actually counts towards the companions, because they're not like, they don't have health bars, they're not on the screen. So I know the wolves help, and if you don't feel like it's actually helping, you could just switch it to ferocious, because this vulnerable is just minimum 20% increased damage, and in my case it's actually 28% increased damage, so that's probably better anyway. But it's not 100% uptime, and you do have to cast it, so I just like the simpler option. I just don't even know if it actually works. So yeah, thanks for watching. Druid kind of sucks compared to Necro, and compared to Rogue, and compared to Sorceress, even kind of compared to Barbarian, but this build's pretty fun, and if you leveled the Druid and want to play it, I hope you can play this and enjoy it. And if you like this build guide, like the video if you want, that helps me out. And subscribe if you want, because I'll probably make more Diablo videos in the future, especially when it's actually out. So thanks for watching. See you.